My dad promised me he'd come to my graduation this time. He said, "I missed your high school one, I won't miss this." I waited in my cap and gown in the parking lot for 2 hours. He never came. Later that night, I logged onto Facebook and saw a photo of him with my stepmom at a casino in Vegas. The caption said, "Celebrating our daughter's big day." It was her graduation, not mine. The worst part? My aunt commented, "You chose the right daughter." I didn't speak to him for a year. Until he showed up at my apartment begging me to donate part of my liver. I'm 24 now, living in a small apartment in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've worked 2 jobs to get through school, one at a local bookstore, and another overnight at a distribution center. It wasn't easy, but I made it. I finally graduated college. A bachelor's degree in education. I was proud of myself. I didn't have much, but I earned every bit of what I did have. All I wanted was for my dad to be there. Let me explain. He left my mom and me when I was 9. Moved to Nevada and started a new life with a woman named Tracy. We stayed in touch for a while, mostly holiday calls and birthday cards, but it started to fade. By high school, I was lucky to get a yearly call. When I graduated high school, he promised he'd come. I saved him a seat. I looked for him in every row. He never showed. Later, he said something came up. Flight issues, Tracy wasn't feeling well, I didn't know it was that weekend. Always something. But this time, college, he promised. Again. I missed your high school one. I won't miss this, he told me over FaceTime. I'll be there. I promise. He even said it twice. Promise. That word used to mean something to me. It doesn't anymore. Graduation day came. I wore that heavy maroon gown and the square cap that kept sliding off my head. It was humid, the Oklahoma kind that makes your back stick to everything. My mom tried to fly in but couldn't afford it. My roommate's family gave me a bouquet, which made me want to cry. I didn't see my dad anywhere after the ceremony. So I stood in the parking lot. I texted him. Called him. Waited. I stood there for 2 hours. Every time someone walked out of the building, my heart jumped. I told myself, that's probably him. That's probably him. It never was. He never came. No call. No message. Nothing. I went home. Took off the cap and gown. Didn't hang it up. Just tossed it in the closet and shut the door. I tried to forget about it. I opened my laptop, made myself some ramen, and scrolled through Facebook like a masochist. And that's when I saw it. A picture of my dad, Tracy, and Megan, my stepsister. They were at a casino in Las Vegas. All dressed up. Tux, evening dress, champagne. The caption said, "Celebrating our daughter's big day." Their daughter. Megan. Not me. She had graduated that same day from a 2-year nursing program. I had no idea. He never told me. He planned to go to her graduation all along. My chest went cold. But it got worse. My aunt, my dad's sister, commented on the post, "You chose the right daughter." They didn't delete it. Didn't think twice about posting it. Didn't care that I would see it. That comment sat there like a knife in my chest. That night I blocked every one of them. My dad, Tracy, Megan, my aunt. All of them. I didn't answer when he texted later. "Sorry about today. Got caught up. Let's talk soon." I didn't reply. I couldn't. I cried into my pillow until I fell asleep, like I was 12 again. I hadn't heard from him since. Not a word. Then one afternoon, I came home from work to find someone sitting in the hallway outside my apartment door. I almost screamed. The light above the hallway was out, and I couldn't see who it was at first. But then he looked up. It was my dad. He looked different. Not just older. Sick. Thinner, pale, gray in the face. His eyes looked glassy like he hadn't slept in weeks. He stood up slowly when he saw me and gave a weak smile. "Hey," he said. His voice cracked. "Can we talk?" I froze. I wanted to slam the door. Scream at him. But something about how bad he looked stopped me. I opened the door and let him inside. He sat down on the edge of my couch. It creaked under his weight. He used to be bigger, but now he looked hollow. He held a manila folder in one hand and a gift bag in the other. No hug. No apology. Just silence. He placed the folder on my coffee table and pushed it toward me. I didn't open it. "I have liver disease," he said. "The doctors say I need a transplant." I stared at him. Didn't blink. "You're a match," he added quietly. My mouth went dry. "How do you know that?" He looked down. I ran some tests. Got your info through insurance stuff. I know I shouldn't have. But you're my only option. Megan isn't a match. Neither is Tracy. I didn't say anything. I just opened the folder. It was real. Medical forms. Lab reports. My name circled on a donor form. He had been planning this. Quietly. Without me even knowing. "You did this behind my back?" I asked. "I didn't know how else to ask," he said. "I know I screwed up. I know I hurt you. But I'm dying, and I'm begging you. Please." I felt cold. Not angry. Just numb. "You weren't there when I needed you," I said. "Not once. Not for high school. Not for college. Not when Mom lost the house. Not when I had surgery. But now you need me." He tried to speak, but I stood up. "Get out," I said. He didn't move. "Please. I know I'm a terrible father. But I don't want to die." He started crying. I watched him. He didn't even wipe his face. He just sat there crying like a child. I didn't care. I wanted him gone. "You didn't even call to say happy graduation. But you flew to Vegas and toasted Megan. You called her your daughter." He whispered something, but I didn't care what it was. "I'm not your daughter," I said. "Not anymore." Then I pointed at the door. He walked out without saying another word. A week after I threw my dad out, I got a call from an unknown number. I don't usually answer those, but something told me to pick up. It was Tracy. His wife. My stepmom. I hadn't spoken to her in over 5 years. I never liked her, and the feeling was mutual. She always treated me like the extra kid, the mistake from his first life. But now, her voice sounded different. Rushed. Nervous. "Hey, it's Tracy," she said, like I should be glad to hear from her. "Can we talk?" I almost hung up. She went on, not giving me a chance to say no. "I know things are weird. And I know you're upset. But I need to explain something about your dad's condition." "I already know," I said. "He needs part of my liver. I'm not doing it." "It's not just that," she said quickly. It's about Megan." That caught me off guard. "What about her?" "She's not his biological daughter," she said. "We never told anyone. He raised her like his own, but, biologically, she's not his." I sat down. "You're lying." "I'm not," she said. "We did a paternity test when she was 12. Her real dad's someone I dated before I met your father. We just decided it didn't matter. But it matters now. I didn't know what to say. My mind was spinning. The Facebook post. The caption. Celebrating our daughter's big day. So he abandoned his real daughter to celebrate the fake one? I asked. I know how that sounds, she said, almost crying. But he didn't know how to fix it. He was ashamed. I didn't feel sorry for him. I felt more disgusted. But she wasn't done. There's something else, she said. He didn't come to your graduation because he had already collapsed the day before. At the hotel. We rushed him to the ER. He didn't want anyone to tell you because he was embarrassed. He thought you'd think it was an excuse. I didn't know what to believe anymore. She sent me hospital records, and I read them twice. The dates matched. The timeline checked out. He really had been admitted the night before my graduation. That didn't erase the Facebook post. It didn't erase the way they celebrated Megan anyway. But it messed with my head. He didn't show up, but maybe he tried. Then Megan called me. I didn't even know she had my number. But she called crying. Please, she said. I don't want him to die. I was silent. I know what he did to you. I know you have every reason to hate us. But he's my dad too. He raised me. He's not perfect, but he chose you, I snapped. She didn't argue. I know, she said. He did. And it's not fair. But please don't let him die for it. Then she hung up. And then I got a letter. From my aunt. The one who commented, you chose the right daughter. It came in the mail. Handwritten. No return address. I was wrong, it said. I thought I was protecting my brother by keeping things easy. But I watched him cry every night for the last month. He knows he failed you. He knows he lost you. But he still loves you. And he's terrified. She ended it with a line I haven't stopped thinking about. Sometimes the people who fail us the worst are the ones we wanted most to love us. I still haven't decided what to do. The surgery is risky. The hospital says recovery could take months. I'd be out of work. My insurance barely covers anything. And for what? A man who never showed up. But if I don't, he dies. And that guilt might live in me longer than the scar. I have to choose. But I don't know if saving him will save me. After Tracy's call, after Megan's tears, after the letter from my aunt, I started to soften. I hate that I did, but I did. Maybe it was the guilt. Or just that little piece of me that still wanted to be someone's daughter. I started looking into the surgery. I even spoke to a transplant coordinator. They asked me to come in for a final consultation. I said I'd think about it. Then something happened that changed everything again. My friend Monica, she's in paralegal school, called me one night. Hey, she said, I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but your dad's lawyer's firm just reviewed a living will and medical directive. Your name came up. What are you talking about? I asked. He had you listed as next of kin for medical decisions if he goes under during the transplant, she said. But here's the messed up part. He also included a clause to remove you from any inheritance, stating that the relationship has been strained, and there's no intent to reward or maintain contact after surgery. I sat there in silence. She continued. He also referred to you in the paperwork as a compatible biological donor, not even by name in that section. That phrase burned into me, a compatible biological donor. Not my daughter. Not my family. Just, a part. A resource. I felt like a human organ farm. I asked Monica to send me a redacted copy. She did. It was real. So while everyone had been begging me to save him, he had been preparing to cut me out of everything. Not even a thank you in writing. Just cold legal language. Use what he needs and disappear. Then I found out why he was really sick. I went back through the documents he left behind on my coffee table that night. I'd never read all of them. I was too angry. But now I wanted answers. Buried in the pile was a single piece of paper from a hospital in Las Vegas, dated 4 years ago. Diagnosis: alcoholic liver cirrhosis. My dad had been drinking himself into the grave for years. Not cancer. Not some freak disease. Just bottle after bottle, weekend after weekend. At casinos, parties, celebrations. He had done this to himself. The same man who missed every major moment in my life because he was busy, he was actually drinking it all away. And now he wanted me to fix it. I sent him a letter. I didn't call. I didn't go see him. I wrote it out by hand and mailed it to Tracy's address. I told him I knew about the will. I knew what he called me. I wrote, "You didn't want a daughter. You wanted a donor. You didn't raise me. You erased me. And now that your liver is failing, you want mine to save you. I'm not your solution. I'm not your redemption. I'm not your second chance." I ended it with this. I hope you live long enough to understand what it feels like to be unwanted. That's something I've carried since I was 9. It's your turn now. I thought I'd be done after that. But then Megan sent me a photo. It was a screenshot from her mom's phone. My dad. In a hospital bed. Hooked up to wires. Yellow skin. Bloated. Eyes closed. And across the bottom, the caption Tracy had written, "We're losing him. He asked for you." I stared at the photo for a long time. Then I turned my phone off. I don't know what's coming next. After Megan sent that photo of him in the hospital bed, I didn't sleep. I laid there in my tiny apartment, staring at the ceiling, heart pounding. I felt like I was drowning in guilt, in anger, in all the years I spent hoping for something he never gave me. I thought about the Facebook post again. That stupid champagne glass in his hand. Celebrating our daughter's big day. I remembered every missed birthday, every Christmas without a call, every time I saw a dad hug his daughter and wondered what that felt like. I remembered what it felt like to sit alone in a parking lot in a cap and gown, looking for someone who never came. And now I was supposed to give him a second chance at life. No. He already had second chances. Dozens. And he wasted every single one. The next morning, I made my decision. I called the transplant coordinator and told her I wouldn't be going forward. I made it clear. Final decision. No more appointments. No more tests. She paused and said, "I understand. This is your right." That night, I got another call. It was Tracy again. She was crying, her voice shaking. "Please. He's fading fast. He needs you." "No," I said flatly. "He's your father." "No, Tracy," I said. "He was never a father to me." She screamed. Not words, just a sound. Grief. Rage. Fear. Then she hung up. An hour later, Megan called. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. Her voice was cold. Sharper than I'd ever heard it. "You just signed his death sentence," she said. "No," I replied. "He did. 20 years ago." Then I blocked her. 3 days later, he died. Liver failure. Complications. I got a call from the hospital. They said I was still listed as emergency contact even though he'd removed me from the will. They wanted to know if I'd claimed the body. I said no. Let Tracy claim him. Let Megan plan the funeral. Let the right daughter bury him. I went back to work the next day. My coworkers didn't know. My friends didn't ask. I didn't talk about it. I just kept moving. Kept working. Kept surviving. People always say forgiveness is about healing. That holding on to anger just hurts you. They're wrong. My anger saved me. My silence saved me. Saying no saved me. A month later, a package showed up. No return address. Inside was a small wooden box. A letter. And a flash drive. The letter was short. From Tracy. He wanted you to have this. I didn't agree. But I'm honoring it because he asked in his last breath. The flash drive had a video on it. It was my dad. Sitting in a hospital bed. Hooked up to machines. His voice was weak. If you're watching this, I'm probably gone, he said. And you probably hate me. You have every reason to. He looked into the camera. I was a coward. I didn't know how to be a dad. I was ashamed of the way I treated you, so I avoided you instead of facing what I'd done. I celebrated Megan because it was easier. But I never stopped thinking about you. Not once. He took a long breath. I didn't deserve your help. I didn't deserve anything. But I want you to know. I loved you. I just didn't know how to show it. Then the screen went black. I didn't cry. Not at first. But a week later, I was walking home, saw a father holding his little girl's hand crossing the street. Something inside me cracked. I cried for the girl I was. The one who waited. The one who hoped. Not for him. For me. People always ask what I'd do differently. Honestly? Nothing. Because sometimes the most vengeful thing you can do is survive. And make peace with the fact that not every story gets a happy ending. Some get the truth. And that's enough.